the juice served cold, darling.
Hey, how you
How are
doing?
you? Good. How about you?
Oh man, pretty good. You know, life's been full of ups and downs.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So how you been?
I've been okay. You know, just life in general, just living it. Well, it's really good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too.
We should hang out sometimes.
You know what? That's a good idea. We should not stay right there. Wow.
It's been a while.
No, huh, man? It's so good to see you, man. What you got to talk? You know what? I know you got a lot of stuff to do. We should catch up.
We should.
That's
Yeah,
what we should
I'd
do.
like that.
Okay.
All right. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Good.
sorry about that. Well, you take care.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, man, I'm tired of this damn shit. You know, trust issues, man. Tired of them damn motherfucking trust issues. Can't trust no damn body. You meet nice people. You think they nice people. They ain't shit.
You know, I have been so hurt in the past, but you know what? I'm done. I'm done with it. I am no longer hurt.
Pain. Tired of the pain. Not being able to trust motherfuckers. Damn. Is there anybody out there I could trust? I just need one queen I could trust. The pain of not being able to trust no damn body. Shit!
Resentment? No. I am done. I don't want to resent anyone anymore. That's just so much on me. I'm done with that.
Fucking pain, toxic ass relationships, all that mixed together. I'm sick of it. The big bag of toxic relationships. My whole life, toxic relationships. I'm tired of this shit. Damn.
Insecurity? You know what? I am perfect just the way I am. I'm beautiful. Anybody would be so lucky to be with me. I am done with that.
What?
Hey!
Oh my goodness, yes. You look so good.
Thank you.
Wow,
Oh,
y'all
you
happy?
too.
You're glowing.
Thank you. I am so happy. I'm happy. How about you?
I feel good. I finally met somebody I can trust. No more pain.
Oh, I
no more
love
toxic
that.
relationship.
That's
Oh my God.
amazing.
Oh, man. You know what? We should get together sometime.
I would love that.
Oh,
So good to see you.
Welcome to the juice served cold, darlings.
And coming out right now is the beautiful influencer on YouTube and all other social media platforms. Put your hands together for Sherry! Hey, all the way from Los Angeles, California. She will whip you up something real nice. It's the best chef in the rest. Put your hands together for Chef P. Jackson! Oh yeah! Well, keep on bringing a smile to you. It's the lovely, lovely Brittany! She's a mom! And she got two cute little boys! And she's all the way from Albania! Put your hands together for Ornelia! Oh, I know, right? Well, let's don't forget about our man, the off-field battle. It's the most man, well, it's the best man that you all will ever want to meet. It's his name, King Mike! Oh yeah, you want to find him on his own radio host, doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? This is man, Double G! And let's not forget about, you know what I'm saying, my man, Michael! Welcome to the Juice Served Zone! And put your hands together for the lovely, the one that keep you smiling, the one that keep you happy, it's the lovely Juice!
And welcome back to the juice served cold, darlings. Today, we're talking about hauling baggages into relationships, the new relationships, I mean. So, again, hauling those baggages, guys. I mean, what is baggages? You know, it's turmoil, it's bad experiences that we had in past relationships that we take into the new relationships that we're trying to get into. You know, you meet the new person and you got all this baggage, you know, hurt, pain, toxic relationships, whatever it may be, abuse, you know, substance abuse, whatever it may be. And we haul all these things into the next relationship, hoping that the next relationship is going to be good. But again, we all are hauling baggages, and we got to get rid of them, guys. So today, that's what we're here to talk about. I'm going to start with the ladies. What is baggages, first of all? What is baggages, or, you know, past relationships that you guys have been through and really held those? You probably still have them. Probably still have those baggages. But talk to me a little bit about your baggages that you guys took in relationships. How did it mess up the relationship that you were in? Okay, let me start with you first, Brittany.
Okay. I would say years ago when I was in my first relationship, I was dating this young man who was very insecure, and he would always check on me, such as wanting to see my phone. He'd always ask me where I'm going, just a little over controlling. So basically, for me, it frustrated me because I had never done anything in a relationship to make him untrust me, and I just thought, well, how could we get over this? So I tried to work with him, but he got more and more aggressive and more controlling, and eventually I just couldn't take it anymore.
Couldn't take it.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Sherry, let me ask you. You know, because again, like I said, you know, being with someone who came into the relationship and had all this luggage that, you know, or your luggage.
Oh, my luggage, right. I'll talk about, I'll speak to my luggage.
Okay.
My luggage actually has, and I have to watch it. You do have to watch it when you go into the next relationship. Just be aware. Disappearing, the guy disappeared all the time. Disappearing is always, you know, never good, never good. But, you know, when intuition hits you, and I have a very strong intuition, you know, so I think I take that experience, you know, and I kind of watch out. I mean, when people are not, where are you Saturday, or are you working? So it always crosses my mind, that baggage that I have from that that disappearing relationship. It does always cross my mind. I try not to overdo it, but it crosses my mind. So I try to use it as a healthy, well, just pay attention.
Okay.
You know, so I kind of,
Okay.
yeah, that's my take.
Okay, let me hear your thought on it too, because, you know, I just, you know, either you were the person coming in with the luggage or the person you dealt with had the luggage.
So when I met my husband, he had a lot of trust issues, and it must have been from, you know, being hurt in the past. So it definitely took a lot out of me to just like reassure him and to just be available to kind of just share whatever he needed, because I wasn't hiding anything.
Right.
So it took a couple of years of that, of me just being very open about whatever I was doing or wherever I was going. So I kind of helped him through that, and then now he just couldn't care less where I go.
Oh, okay. Well, Chef T, now let me ask you, were you the person coming in with the baggage, or you had dealt with someone with baggage? And, you know, what was that like?
I think it was both. I think we attract what we are, and I think that I went from a you know, 3-piece luggage set to a small compact bag, and that's what I mean within my baggage.
Okay.
Between him and I, we both were working through our own situations with baggage, and sometimes we have to understand that the baggage, a little piece of it is going to always be there because it's a lesson learned.
Right.
So we would have to personally just learn how to unpack it. And we can learn how to unpack it together. With
And who's
person.
going to help you unpack it? That's the
I
thing.
would assume
Who, you know,
partner with.
Right. Well, you know, and I only speak on that because, again, like we say, it's who's going to help you unpack your baggage, because we all come with it. It's who's willing to help you unpack your baggage with you, and then again unpacking their baggage, you know. So I mean, but baggage is just like, it's such a big thing. It's like, because you're coming with all this emotional pain, hurt, stress, depression, you know, even depression of that you went through what you went through, you know, with whoever you were with, and then now you're with a new person and the depression sits in, you know, and that can also mess up the new relationship, because nobody wants to deal with all that luggage where you're dealing with all this stuff because you're depressed, you know, and it just doesn't make the new relationship any good at all, you know, if you ask me. So I'm going to ask the men now, because you heard the ladies' part. I want you guys to hear the men's point of view on it as well. Only because, again, like I always say, men think different from women. So let's hear it from the guys here. Let's start with you first, Michael. You know, hauling that baggage into new relationships. Either you hauled it or somebody brought it to you. Let's hear. I want to hear about what you hauled into the relationship.
I hauled into
I want to hear what y'all men hauled into the relationship. What y'all baggage? Your baggage. I want to hear that.
I think that I tend to be an accommodating mate. Like when I'm with somebody, I want to make sure that they're okay. So a lot of times, if any kind of baggage, like I say, I haul into is being not it not being reciprocated. So for instance, if I'm in a relationship and I'm catering and I'm doing these things and I'm like, okay, well she ain't exactly done anything to make sure I'm okay, you know, and it tends to be because at some point it becomes like normal.
Right.
You know he's gonna have your bath ready. You know he's gonna have dinner. You know he's gonna, and then you start looking as you're doing it. You're like, man, you get the babe, and you sit next. Can you go get me some water? Well, what's wrong with your legs? Like, you know. But what I kind of feel like we teach people how to treat us.
That's right. Exactly.
And as you're going through your relationship, I feel like you should often make sure that you don't, although you want to go that extra mile, and it kind of sucks because you can't be the person you are.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you're that person that likes to do things and it brings you pleasure to do that, you can't do it because all of a sudden that person becomes reliant.
Right. Exactly.
On that.
Exactly. Okay.
So I would say that would be kind of the baggage I bring into it, like
to the table.
watching to make sure I'm being equally catered to.
Okay. I mean, but guess what? That's self-love right there, and you have to make sure that you're being catered to just as well as you're putting out. Because again, like I say, you can't pour into other people's cup if your cup is empty, and then they're not feeding you back. Because then you starve.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Let me hear from you, King Mike. What you think? You know, as far as hauling baggage into a new relationship, is that something that you would bring to the table, some baggage? And if so, what are the baggages you bring to the table?
Well, one thing, you have to be honest with yourself, because sometimes you can carry baggage and not know it. If you grew up in a certain situation and that was your normal, the next person don't know how you used to live. Like me, I believe I have a sense of humor, but I'm kind of sadistic and I'm truthful. And some of my friends be like, you cut deep. I never thought about it because that's how I've always been. Whether I was defending myself, playing the dozens, or listening to my pops talk about me, or whatever. So when you get a girlfriend and you start critiquing her spinnings are nowhere near as strong as mine. And so I had to be aware of that after somebody brought it to my attention. I'm like, because you get with a female, she like you, whatever, next thing you know, they're running and gone. But it's my mouth that would run them away.
Oh,
I had to learn that.
Yes, that's so beautiful. You learned that. That's beautiful. Great
boy.
job, Mike.
We liked it. So you ran. So narrate that last part again. So make sure everybody was clear on that. So you did what?
I said my mouth that ran them away.
Your mouth ran them away.
Because just like you can give somebody compliments, you can also tear them down by trying to correct them the wrong way.
Yes.
Especially if they didn't ask for you to correct them.
Yes.
Right, exactly. All right, I like that. All right, Double G, hauling the baggage into the new relationship. Now you just did the whole improv for us. And you did your part there where you started throwing stuff down and you said, hey, look, I'm tired of this. So, these are the things that you've dealt with in life. These are the things that you experienced. Tell me a little about the experience you had.
As you've seen in the skit, I chose what I chose. Trust issues. That's definitely baggage that I bring to a relationship. But I would call them personal, legitimate trust issues because those situations did happen. Right. To create those trust issues. I was, done the way I was done, cheated on or whatever, and, you live and you learn. And you can't help but to take that to another relationship or into a new relationship because you don't want it to happen again.
Exactly.
And that's one of the main things, especially if you were a giver, you know. And you don't have to be a giver of money, giver of yourself, your time, your love, your concern, your care, all the stuff that's priceless. And then somebody take that and then, you know, it's kind of hard to recover from that.
I want to ask a quick question. I want to ask, as far as being shamed, you know, that baggage of being shamed. You know, when you're shamed, something has shamed you. Did anybody ever had experience of the shame of hauling that baggage with them, with the shame?
I did. The pain was that someone slept with a friend of mine, and the other friends knew about it, and they were too afraid to say anything to me about it because they knew my anger situation. I'm no longer that person.
How about when family members do that?
But the thing about it is like they were like, and the person was totally forewarned. And matter of fact, one of my sisters, as you call it, told her like when she finds out, I can't do, you know, it's gonna be, and it was bad. It was really bad. It almost took me out. I didn't do anything to the person because I had my father talking to me in my ear. And my dad said something that stands with me to this day. When a man knows he has a good woman, and you guys already know it, you know what they are. And the worst pain you can inflict on that man is just to walk away with silence. There is no argument, there's no allowing him, and I did that, but the only way, my strength, the only way that I could do that is I literally had to pack up and move out of state and go with my father because the gentleman was taking care of me. So I put up with a lot of stuff because he was providing for me, but that was my last straw.
Okay. So I wanted to point out the fact that, you know, again, we go through a lot of things that we carry, and I know one of the biggest things is childhood pain. You know, the hurt and the pain behind certain things, you know, growing up. I had a situation, you know, growing up where, you know, I went through some things in my family, you know, and again, I had to get through those things. It took a long time, you know, for me to get through those things, but I made it through, and it's a long, but I wanted to see if somebody wanted to share their experience of maybe something they actually went through. Double G. You want to share something with us?
I was speaking on, you know, like a childhood shame. I mean, it's like none of the ordinary. Like, you know, I was one of them kids who was active, who I never got the chance to go outside. You know, they shamed me, I was homie, all that other stuff. But I had two brothers that, you know, they lived their life without playing. You know? So I felt singled out. I didn't know that as a kid, and you know, I felt like damn, what's wrong with me? The neighborhood was like, why you can never come outside?
So that you took that with you to your adulthood?
Yes.
And it still bothers you today?
I'm a loner to this day, probably because of that. And that affects the relationships. Cause I'm a lot of, you know, I'm not a player like that, but I got a lot of women, but I have women trying to get close to me.
Right.
And I'm like, you
It's
know,
hard.
I'm so in my zone where I can be by myself. Yeah, I want, you know, love and affection from a female and all that other stuff. But, you know, I can take the lead.
Mine was more abandoned issues. I felt those abandoned issues, you know, and I think I suffer from that too when in relationships and when it's time to break up. And then I suffer from the abandonment issues, you know, depending, even if I leave, I'm still suffering from that. You know, it bothers me today. You know, because then I don't want to abandon anybody because I know what it feels like. You know how it feels, exactly. And so that's where it would mess with me in my adulthood. You know, knowing when to walk away, like say being able to walk away and leave it alone, let it go. You know, that was always my hard thing. I had a hard time with giving up, you know, letting people go. You know, that was like one of my hardest things. Your family, your friends, your people that's really close, letting them go, you know, was my hardest thing. But I did. And when I did, let me tell you, it was like the beautifulest thing because when I say, all I see is me, and I love it, you know. But again, letting go the luggage, the pain, the hurt, the toxic relationship, all the stuff you've been through. And I'm gonna give you guys a little key here. I want you guys to always remember this. It's one thing when you let somebody go who's hurting you and destroying your life, and you know that you're in this relationship and you hauling this stuff into your adulthood because you can't seem to let go what they did. Stop thinking about what they did, because you can't take that with you nowhere. All you can take with you is you, when you change who you are. And then you start to love yourself and start to heal and go through that process. But once you do that, and you let your mind is set on, you know what, I'm not going to let what they did to me hurt me or stop me from loving again or moving forward, you know, or somebody to even love me again. Because again, when you're hurt and you're bitter and you're out there looking for somebody new, guess what happens? You attract what you are. So if you hurt, you're going to attract hurt.
That's
You understand what I'm saying? You know, so you have to change who you are from the inside out first, so that you can radiate and your energy can pull that force of what it is you really want. Okay, so keep that in mind. You know, let go of these people that no longer serve you. Let them go. Let go of that pain and that hurt, all the things you suffered in childhood. Let it go, because you're hauling on this and you can't go nowhere when you got all this luggage on your back. But it feels so much better when it's all gone. Did you see when on the skits when they let go of the luggage, they let go of the pain, they were able to come back together and see each other and say, hey, you looking good now, because they're glowing. The energy is different. You know, and it's like, oh, we can get together, we can make this happen. So again, guys, I just want to say, you know, again, let the luggage go, let the baggage go, get rid of all of what don't serve you. So again, hauling that baggage, let it go. All those things, let it go. Because at the end of the day, they can't go with you nowhere. They can't go with you nowhere. So again, thank you everybody for coming out.